What up, my people? Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. As usual, make sure you check out DNKKnives.com. And if you purchase something from there, you can use this coupon code behind the edge 10 to get 10% off. One word. It has been a while since I have done a review. I have had this particular knife for over a month, and I wanted to extensively carry and use it so I can give a good real world honest opinion, or real world use of this knife. This is called the Reackon Ridgeback. But first, if you would like to support the channel, there's a link to Patreon in the description, or you can join the My People channel membership down there. 100% of the money that comes in will be used for Knives for content. Also, I have not been posting a lot this past month. That is because I started a business and I have been forced to focus 100% of all my time and effort on that to get it going. But I am trying to get more stuff in on the channel and be able to do more reviews and all that good stuff, because I've worked extremely hard for this channel to get to where it is, and I'd like to keep it that way. This knife was donated to the channel by Reackon. The owner, one of the owners, Sean, was very gracious to send me this. He even asked me how I wanted this one done. What blade steel and all that good stuff. They have a few options for blade steel. I chose CPM 3V with the titanium frame, and this is an integral button lock in titanium and 3V. He said this is the only one in existence that is CPM 3V with a titanium handle. They do make another version of this, an aluminum handle that is significantly cheaper, that has the CPM 3V blade. The titanium blade either comes in Magna Cut or S45VN. The heat treat on the 3V is 58 to 60, which is normal for 3V. The Magna Cut is 63 to 65, so they're going way up on the heat treat on those, like they should. And the S45VN is industry standard 60-61. All right, so this is an American-made knife, 100% American-made. All the parts are made in America. The company Reackon, in the past, they've done some OEM work for Half Face. They did the integrals for Half Face, so they have quite a bit of experience making integrals. And according to Sean, that is all they make is integral knives, which is one-piece construction handles. All the parts, like I said, are made in-house. Yeah. So you get that for between $425 and $500. 100% American made. Excellent materials, excellent guys. They're all, everybody involved in the company, apparently all the owners are ex-Marines. Sean himself got into CAD and CAM in Iraq when he was in Special Forces. So that's how he got into the machining aspect of it. He is not a traditional knife maker, but he thought, knives would be super awesome to make because he enjoys them, as we all do. This button lock, there's a few things about this knife that's different than standard button lock knives. The button is a patent pending button that is a little bit different, quite a bit different than a regular plunge button lock. And to be completely honest, I don't know if I understand it 100% myself. But when you get your lockup, it is extremely, extremely solid. As solid as any back lock or frame lock has ever been, ever. I spine whacked this knife to... let me give you this story. I broke this knife originally. I wanted to spine whack it because a couple guys begged me to do it, which was pretty dumb. I don't really get into the spine whack fiasco thing going on. Lots of knives will fail with a spine whack, but I had a lot of confidence in this knife, so I told them it's not going to fail. And they said every knife could fail. I said, well, this one's not going to fail. So I spine whacked the absolute crap out of it using way too much force. Way too much force. I hit it a total of 13 times before I got it to fail. And I did it out in my shop. I put on gloves and I whacked it with, I don't know how many pounds of pressure, but it had to be over 100. And I hit it with a crap ton of force 13 times before it failed. And when it did fail, the button just marred very slightly, which made the lockup not perfect. That's all. I mean, the knife still functioned fine and it did everything it was supposed to do, but I ruined the face of the lock. So I told Sean at Dead Reckon, he said, send it in, I'll put a new button in it. So what they're going to do is they probably already have started. They're going to start using heat-treated steel buttons for the button lock. So you will get a perfect lockup every time, and it'll last forever. And I don't recommend doing spine wax on button locks or any other knife for that matter, but I did it because I had confidence in it, and it definitely exceeded it held up to what my expectations were, because any normal use, this knife will not ever fail, ever. And if it does, Dead Reckon will take care of it for you. You can send it back in. They'll replace your button, whatever. They have an excellent warranty. They'll take care of you. So in use, this knife has been great. It has a 3.25 inch blade. The handle is a little longer than, so as you can see, there's a little bit of a weird button to handle ratio that's not exceptional, but I think it's fine. It doesn't bother me that much. They also offer another blade option that is a worn, they call it the worn cleaver. It's a Warncliffe blade. That is a little bit longer than this one, but I like this one. The choil feels good. The ergos are fantastic no matter how you hold it. Nice thumb ramp here with some jimping. It's excellent. I like to reverse flick it. You can thumb flick it, and the flipper is excellent as well, even though button lock flippers have not always been my favorite, but this one works really well. Your pocket clip is reversible quite easily. You just remove this screw and this pops off, and then there's another screw under this to remove the Dead Reckon logo, and then put it back together and it's reversed. What else? The bearings in this pivot are a little different than usual. They are completely encased and enclosed. This knife is not to be taken apart by the owner, so a lot of people are not going to like that. But what they are going for at Dead Reckon is for this knife to never need to be taken apart. So if you need to clean the bearings for whatever reason, you just oil it, blow it out, or wash it out, whatever you got to do. Throw some oil back in there, good to go, and that's it. They are, it voids the warranty from what I understand if you take it apart. So I wouldn't do that. Also, the pivot is free spinning in there. So if you have your thumb on or your finger on the pivot when you disengage, it will not move. The pivot moves with the blade. So a lot of that will take some getting used to, and it did for me as well. But overall, I really like the knife. It is a little smaller from what I typically like to carry. Here it is against the Spartan Harzy, which is a 4-inch excuse me, blade. And the knife I've been carrying today, the 8010. So it is a little bit smaller than my typical carry. And the Atom, for another size reference there, it's about the same size as an Atom. So it is not exactly a small knife, but it's not as big as I prefer, let's say that. Overall, I can absolutely recommend this knife. The guys at Reackon are super awesome dudes. I will do more follow-up videos on this knife once I've got more extensive use out of it. I am still on the factory edge, which came exceptionally sharp. I have not had to sharpen it. I did strop it a couple times because it is 3V. It lost that front end hyper sharp after a couple weeks, but otherwise it has been great. The finish on this is wonderful. I forget the name of the finish. I apologize for that, but if you go on their website, it'll tell you. The finish has held up exceptionally well. It looks exactly like it did the day I got it, which is wild because it has been used and carried quite a bit. The pocket clip is steel, but not a big deal. It works good. It's just I would like it to be just a little bit longer, and that is only a personal preference. Otherwise, the thing works good in and out of the pocket just fine. Lots of people like a shorter clip. I prefer a longer clip, and that is only just personal preference. And in conclusion, the knife is awesome. To get a titanium integral using the best materials available for $425 to, I've seen them as high as $495. That's right at about the same price as you're going to pay for an integral from China. So why do that? Reackon has more models coming out as well, so make sure you check them out as well. Go hit them up on their website, and they're also selling them at DLT, River's Edge, Blade Headquarters. They're all over the place now. I think DNK is going to get some in as well. They do have aluminum. They have different colors, different finishes, and they're going to roll out more stuff. So, oh, one more thing I forgot to say. The bearings also, the way the bearings are, guarantees centering on the blade. And I don't know how to explain that, and I apologize for that. But because of the nature of the way the bearings and the pivot system is, it will always be centered no matter what, period. Forever and ever. Amen. Alright guys, that's all I got for you on this one. Make sure you're good to each other, love each other, and remember life is short. So go buy yourself a knife, treat yourself, and remember there's no reason to be a dumb cunt. Later.